Hey Yankees fans, welcome to Yankees Rumors and News, your go-to spot for the latest buzz and updates about our team. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a scoop. In a move that has sent shockwaves through the baseball world, the New York Yankees have reportedly signed Roki Sasaki, the Japanese pitching prodigy often referred to as the monster of the Reiwa era, to what is being described as the most expensive contract in BRONX history. Rumors suggest that negotiations were intense and secretive, with multiple parties vying for Sasaki's signature, and the Yankees ultimately securing him in a deal that some insiders are already calling unprecedented in its financial scope. Analysts are now speculating about the enormous implications this move could have not only for the team but for Major League Baseball as a whole, as the addition of a pitcher of Sasaki's caliber could redefine the balance of power in the league. Fans and critics alike are divided, with excitement and apprehension mixing in discussions across social media, sports talk shows, and insider reports. The whispers in the industry hint that this signing is part of a larger strategic push by the Yankees to solidify their dominance and perhaps signal a new era of international recruitment, where talent from Japan is no longer just an occasional acquisition but a central part of team-building philosophy. Sources close to the negotiations have suggested that the decision to pursue Sasaki was not purely about his exceptional pitching statistics or his towering reputation in Japan's Nippon professional baseball. Instead, it might be tied to the Yankees' desire to make a statement, both to competitors and to fans worldwide. The team's management is rumored to have viewed Sasaki as a transformative figure, someone who could bring not just wins, but also a surge in global attention, merchandising, and media coverage. Observers speculate that the Yankees are betting on a combination of talent, charisma, and international appeal, understanding that a player like Sasaki could elevate the brand in ways beyond the field. Speculation also surrounds the nature of the contract itself, with industry insiders hinting that it could include unusual clauses, performance incentives, and marketing obligations that go beyond traditional player agreements. The signing reportedly reflects a calculated risk, with the team prepared to invest heavily in a player still young and adjusting to a new league, suggesting that the front office sees long-term potential outweighing short-term uncertainty. This move has triggered discussions about whether other MLB teams will follow suit, chasing the Japanese talent pipeline more aggressively, and if this could redefine the economics of international player acquisitions in the years to come. While the financial details are not fully disclosed, sources indicate that the contract eclipses anything previously offered to a pitcher in the history of the Yankees, sparking debates across the sports media landscape. Some analysts have raised eyebrows, questioning the wisdom of such an investment, given that Sasaki, despite his impressive debut in the Nippon Professional Baseball League with the Chiba Lotte Marines, is still relatively young and untested in the grueling environment of Major League Baseball. Others argue that the Yankees are simply playing a long game, banking on the extraordinary talent of a pitcher who has already demonstrated velocity, control, and a psychological resilience that some have compared to legends of the sport. The rumor mill suggests that the team's scouts have been tracking Sasaki for years, monitoring every pitch, every performance, and even off-field behavior, ensuring that the player fits not only a statistical profile but also the cultural and marketing expectations of the franchise. Conversations around the deal often drift into speculation about how Sasaki's presence might influence the locker room, clubhouse dynamics, and even fan attendance, hinting that this is about more than just baseball. It is about perception, branding, and a kind of narrative dominance in the modern sports era, where headlines matter as much as home runs. Some insiders are pointing out that this signing could have ripple effects far beyond New York, potentially altering the landscape of international baseball recruitment. Teams in both the United States and Japan are reportedly observing the deal closely, evaluating whether such investments in young talent from abroad are viable or sustainable in the long run. The speculation intensifies when considering the historical context. The Yankees have occasionally pursued international stars, but rarely with this level of financial commitment and apparent strategic intention. Sports commentators are buzzing with theories that the Yankees may be initiating a trend where MLB franchises aggressively target high-profile Japanese players immediately upon becoming available, creating a domino effect in the market and potentially inflating contract values across the board. Meanwhile, fans of the Chiba Lotte Marines in Japan are expressing mixed emotions, proud to see a homegrown talent recognized internationally. yet lamenting the loss of a player who has already become a cultural icon in his home country. The narrative emerging from these rumors is not just about baseball but about globalization, media influence, and the intersection of money, talent, and spectacle in one of the world's most high-profile sports arenas. Speculation also centers on the timing of this announcement, as rumors suggest it was orchestrated to coincide with strategic marketing campaigns, merchandise releases, and social media engagement spikes. The whispers imply that the Yankees management is not only looking at the players' on-field contributions, but also at the potential for a media frenzy, increased television ratings, and a surge in international fan engagement, particularly in East Asia. Some industry watchers argue that this might be as much a marketing play as a baseball strategy. With Sasaki positioned as both an athlete and a global brand ambassador, there are also murmurings about private meetings, secret workouts, and behind-the-scenes negotiations that paint a picture of a highly coordinated, almost cinematic operation, further fueling the sense that this is a deal with layers of significance beyond the pitcher's statistics. Social media chatter indicates that fans are eagerly analyzing every rumor, dissecting contract details, potential pitch rotations, and projected impacts on team standings, illustrating how speculation itself has become an integral part of modern sports narratives. In this context, Sasaki's arrival in New York is not just a story about talent. It is shaping up to be a story about ambition, spectacle, and the evolving economics of baseball in a globalized sports world. As the speculation grows, so do the comparisons, with pundits already likening Sasaki to historical baseball icons who have transitioned from international leagues to Major League Baseball with dramatic impact. The conversation spans from statistical analysis of pitching velocity and strikeout ratios to imagined scenarios of how Sasaki might handle pressure-packed moments in New York's media-saturated environment. Rumors suggest that the Yankees' front office has considered not only the player's skills, but also the psychological resilience required to thrive under intense scrutiny, suggesting a level of strategic foresight rarely discussed openly in public forums. Observers speculate that this is not a gamble but a carefully calculated investment, designed to secure not just wins, but prestige, influence, and a narrative that will dominate headlines for years to come. The dialogue extends beyond sports media into pop culture, where Sasaki is imagined as a symbol of cross-cultural athletic achievement, capable of bridging fan bases across continents. Even casual observers are engaging in discussions fueled by social media, podcast commentary, and YouTube speculation, reflecting a new era where rumors and analysis feed each other, amplifying the hype surrounding what could be one of the most consequential signings in baseball history. The murmurs surrounding Roki Sasaki's arrival in New York have grown louder as speculation now extends beyond the contract itself to the potential impact on the Yankees' pitching rotation, clubhouse dynamics, and even the broader culture of Major League Baseball. Insiders suggest that the team's management may have designed this signing with a multi-layered approach, aiming not only to add an elite pitcher, but also to transform the identity of the team in the eyes of fans, media, and competitors alike. Observers are already debating how Sasaki's presence might affect veteran pitchers, rookie development, and overall strategy, with some hinting that his introduction could trigger a subtle reshuffling of roles, responsibilities, and game-time decision-making. Rumors also suggest that the Yankees may have included clauses in the contract that encourage participation in international events, promotional campaigns, and community engagement, further blurring the lines between athletic performance and media influence. Fans are speculating wildly on social platforms, imagining scenarios in which Sasaki dominates the mound, becomes a face of global marketing, and perhaps even shifts the trajectory of the entire franchise. Analysts are weighing probabilities, projecting innings, strikeouts, and wins, while simultaneously considering the psychological pressure a young Japanese star might face in the spotlight of the BRONX. The narrative unfolding is as much about possibility and imagination as it is about baseball statistics, creating a storm of discussion and anticipation that shows no signs of slowing down. Industry insiders have been quietly hinting that the Yankees' pursuit of Sasaki was driven by more than just on-field talent, suggesting that the organization sees him as a catalyst for a larger transformation, one that could extend across marketing, media, and fan engagement. Speculation points to a carefully crafted strategy in which Sasaki's international reputation is leveraged to boost merchandise sales, attract global sponsorships, and expand the Yankees' influence beyond the traditional American fan base. Analysts have pointed out that in Japan, Sasaki already commands attention, with young athletes idolizing his pitching mechanics and media outlets following his every move. The whispers indicate that the Yankees hope to harness this momentum, positioning him as a bridge between markets and a symbol of baseball's increasingly international appeal. Rumors also suggest that internal meetings considered potential challenges, including cultural adaptation, media scrutiny, and the weight of expectations in one of the world's most intense sports cities. Fans are buzzing with theories about how Sasaki might interact with teammates, whether he will embrace leadership roles early, and how quickly he can adapt to the differences between Nippon professional baseball and Major League Baseball. The conversation is layered, speculative, and often sensational, reflecting the way modern sports narratives merge performance, persona, and global visibility into a single high-stakes story. If you're enjoying the updates, drop a like and let us know in the comments your thoughts on this rumor. Some speculation has focused on the potential financial implications of Sasaki's signing, with sources hinting that the deal could set a precedent for future international contracts, particularly for young pitchers with exceptional talent. Observers have noted that if this contract succeeds, it might encourage other MLB teams to pursue Japanese stars aggressively, potentially inflating the market for international acquisitions and shifting the economics of baseball worldwide. Critics are already debating whether such an approach is sustainable, warning that the pressure of expectations, media attention, and financial scrutiny could be a double-edged sword for both the player and the team. Rumors indicate that the Yankees are aware of these risks and may have structured the deal with protections, incentives, and flexible clauses to mitigate potential challenges. Fans continue to imagine what it might be like to see Sasaki on the mound during high-stakes games, speculating about the velocity of his fastball, the precision of his breaking balls, and the aura he might create in a packed Yankee Stadium. Social media threads are overflowing with fan art, highlight reels from Nippon professional baseball, and comparisons to historic pitching legends, further feeding the sense that this signing is about more than immediate performance. It is a cultural phenomenon in the making. The speculation itself has become part of the spectacle, turning every rumor into an event and every analyst's prediction into part of the unfolding narrative. Behind the scenes, whispers suggest that Sasaki's arrival could alter the Yankees' approach to scouting, player development, and international partnerships. Some insiders speculate that the team may now focus more on identifying and nurturing talent in Japan, with the expectation that similar prospects could follow in Sasaki's footsteps. Analysts are considering the potential ripple effect, imagining a future where MLB franchises treat the Nippon Professional Baseball League as a primary talent pool, reshaping drafting strategies, scouting budgets, and player evaluation models. Rumors indicate that the Yankees management is carefully balancing ambition with caution, aiming to maximize the benefits of Sasaki's presence, while mitigating risks associated with culture shock, adaptation, and performance expectations. Fan forums are ablaze with projections, debates, and speculative scenarios in which Sasaki becomes both a symbol of excellence and a pivot around which the next generation of Yankees strategy revolves. The conversations reflect a new era of baseball fandom, one in which speculation, anticipation, and imagination are inseparable from the actual game, turning every rumor into an integral part of the narrative. In this light, Sasaki's contract is not merely a transaction, it is a signal, a statement, and a story in motion, unfolding across continents and audiences simultaneously. Rumors also swirl around the possible effects on media coverage and public perception, with sources suggesting that Sasaki's signing could dominate sports headlines for months, if not years. Analysts speculate that networks, podcasts, and social media channels may dedicate extensive coverage to every aspect of his career, from training routines to personal stories, amplifying the narrative and creating an ongoing feedback loop. Between speculation and fan engagement, the whispers imply that the Yankees may actively cultivate this attention, encouraging media appearances, interviews, and feature stories to maximize visibility and maintain momentum. Observers are drawing parallels to other global athletes, whose international reputation transformed team branding, revenue streams, and fan culture. Meanwhile, casual fans and enthusiasts are already discussing the symbolic significance of the signing, debating whether Sasaki represents a new era of international integration in MLB or a calculated business maneuver designed to dominate headlines, the speculation feeds itself, creating a dynamic in which rumors, potential outcomes, and imagined scenarios become nearly as important as actual performance, reflecting a sports ecosystem in which perception and narrative are inseparable from reality. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you stay up to date with every Yankees rumor and news. See you in the next video.